Welcome back to Afro's Ruler 6 Candy Heads Part 2 video. Check it out.
Thing was I can change the world by saving one person one head at a time, no matter what the circumstances is, especially with women who deal with narcissistic lives or have been through domestic violence. You know what I mean? Because I've definitely am the superwoman of that chapter of my life. You know what I mean? To
Yeah,
really pull myself out of that and not look back, and to have complete faith not only in myself, but to draw faith from the universe that whatever I desire I can have it. And I actually did that, and I have to continue to remember that every day because God is easy. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yep,
God is an easy God. He wants us to live in um a, a abundant life, as I
yeah,
try to tell people. God is not a God of misery and tell you I don't know or let me think about it. The moment somebody tell me let me think about it, I walk away from them because I know you're not of God. Because God don't think, God is a doer.
yeah,
God does immediately, and that's the difference when you're doing business out here,
mm-hmm,
and then they have to give you let me think about it. Uh, is no the conversation is over
it's
at
over.
this point because right away God
Yeah,
is a just God.
yeah,
So if you riding with God, is God within you, and you see me, because you definitely gonna see the light in me. So
mm-hmm,
the moment somebody tell me they don't know, well, oh, let me get away from you. Like I said, I don't like that. I don't know word. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Because why don't you
Why
know?
don't you know? Yeah,
Yeah, it's a no brainer.
yeah,
So that's how I raise my kids. The moment this, how you know you meet a bullshitter. The moment they tell you, I don't know, or let me think about it, or because you know what, God is a God of right now, and
yep,
that's the God within you. So don't you ever let me hear you say those words. You don't know. Let me think about it, or say, now if it's a business decision, say give me a couple of days, and then make your decision.
yep.
But the moment that the person is giving you, I don't know, and let me look into it, and you already know it's a. Let me like
There's
that's the best thing I always
uncertain.
tell my
There's
kids.
there's too much uncertainty
Right.
already
I was
festering up.
raised Jehovah Witness, right?
Yep.
And the best thing I got from that religion is to accept no, not today. Because you know what? I will be back tomorrow. You might not say yes today, but you will receive God tomorrow. I mean, I refuse not to accept the word no.
Yeah.
Because what you don't know, the next person will. So let me go knock on the next door and the next door. Because God, they going to let God in. They going to see
Oh
a
yeah.
God.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? They going to see the God in me.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's the best thing that religion taught me is this person might say no, but the next person definitely is going to say yes. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Oh yeah.
that is something that I never ever worry about is that word no or being turned away or because persistence and resilience is everything that you need, young people in this world, is to be persistent with your own vision. And don't forget to write out your vision, even if you write out words of who
Mm-hmm.
you are, because once it is written, like the Bible says, it
Yep.
cannot be denied.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? This is actually exactly where, me jumping into it, it's not almost so weird how throughout this year, I've gone and down that roller coaster, up and down that roller coaster, and I find myself to that here. I'm here, like I'm in
Mm-hmm.
this moment and getting it accomplished, without I have no say in what's going on. I've written it already. It's
Mm-hmm.
already so it's going into play already. My health, my diet, my what I'm saying, doing things to get on the right tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Those people are falling in line and coming and rowing and lining up. It's like it's just like walking into something that you were already meant to walk in.
Right.
The line that feels the most comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like when you're like, I shouldn't go that way today. I'll take this route this today. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what could have happened on that route. God told you to take a different route. Yeah,
Right.
so that's why I've always the people say they always take the same route. For some reason, I rarely take the same
Well,
route.
it's called, you know what it's called? It's called thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Life is not always a circle. Always, it's always octagons and paragons.
Okay.
That's why you learn it in school. Which paragon you gonna travel through?
Wow.
You know.
Mhm.
So I've always been outside the box. Even growing up, I would meet like, hey, I'm Candy. Do you want to play? Because you know I'm gonna kick your ass in basketball, or I'm gonna beat your butt in football or tetherball. I was always that one that formed the group challenge. Who can beat me? Because I'm the best. I've always I was just that's been born. I was born like that. And if that group of friends they want to play, I'm gonna go form another group of friends, and we gonna come back and kick y'all butt
Yep.
and show y'all should have played with me.
Yep.
And I'm gonna teach y'all how to get some money.
Yep.
Because even as a little kid, I saw the value in things that people didn't see the value in. So when I used, let me tell you this quick story. We used to go from door to door, right, with
Yeah.
the elderly building. So I would notice the elderly people needed their trash taken out. So I would say, I'm gonna come back here and take their trash out for $1. And I noticed that they had a lot of soda bottles over there. So soda bottles at the time was worth 75 cents a bottle. They was like six in a box, and they would have like 12 of them. So I would do the math and say, can I
Mm.
take your trash out and take them soda bottles off your hand and take them out for you? And they was like,
Mhm.
oh baby, thank you. So not only would I earn that dollar, I would earn 75 cents off of 12 cases of bottles that had six of them in the thing. So do the math on that.
Oh yeah.
Right. And they would probably be like a whole like 30 units in the apartment building. So I would get like 5 and 6 kids and say, look, we're gonna knock on the door and tell them we're gonna take their trash out for $1. And we're gonna take this cart and fill up this cart with all their soda bottles and go cash them in. And then we're gonna have some good old hamburgers and fries. And, and open up a candy store and sell everybody the candy.
Wow.
So that's
Wow.
always
See,
been,
like I've always, I myself, like I've always had kind of like that creative,
you
ability.
know
You know
why?
what I'm
Because my mama would always say we was poor. And I was
saying?
like,
Yeah.
so I bought me and my sisters our first skates. Cause we moved to California and everybody had skates and we didn't have
Hmm.
none. And she's like, I don't have extra money to buy y'all skates. Guess who figured it out? I got a group of kids together and we hustled those soda bottles and we went to KB toy stores by the jungle and me and my sisters
Man,
all had Street Kings.
that is innovative. That's
Okay?
innovative. Man.
So
Wow.
it's always a way.
Yeah. No, it is.
Always.
It is. It
And
is.
that's what I want to tell young people. It's always, I tell my children the same way. They get stuck on something. I say, there's a way to that. Just think about it a little longer.
Yeah.
And I've never told them no on any idea that they come up with.
Yeah.
I say, okay, let's think about it. Because that might be, that could be a good way to earn your money.
Yeah.
So I've
I mean,
always
what I
inspired
came up
every young
with was
person that.
when I was young, I came up with
Mm-hmm,
the idea to do like a house cleaning service,
mm-hmm,
So and then it was a scheduled house cleaning service, which kept my consistent money, and I was my only employee, so I kept all the money, and so I would charge like $20 a room.
mm-hmm.
And so, some people be like, oh, living room, kitchen, the basics, saying clean that living room and that kitchen. All right, got
Right,
you. So I'm gonna go clean the living room and the kitchen, and I rarely ever got any bathrooms. Like rare, no one ever
right,
had me clean their bathrooms. I would always usually clean the living room or the kitchen.
right.
So I, next thing I
You saw the
know,
value. But
yeah,
the key is
yeah,
you seen the value of how you spent your time.
yep,
So
mm-hmm,
I've always saw the value in how I wanted to spend my time.
yep,
Even if it was earning $1
yep,
of doing of something a service, You know what I mean? So giving your time for a service is the value.
Yeah.
So long as you understand that and have been taught that, there's no way that you can never be without finances.
Yeah. I think my first thing was a yard sale. Um, it was I had an idea to have a my family have a yard sale. We had so much things building up in the garage. When you got a garage, just start
Yeah,
store, and it's just like I haven't used any of these things and clear it
clear
out.
it
Let's
out.
clear out the
Yeah.
whole house and get it all gone, and so we ended
But you
up
saw the
doing a
value
family
in
yard.
things that
Yeah,
you didn't use anymore, but somebody else could,
exactly,
right? So
exactly.
that's the whole key to me in life is it's not only seeing the value of who you are, you know what I'm saying? And because like I said, um opportunity without chance it could be a lesson because a lot of people I said people all the time talk about, oh, if I just had the opportunity. I said, well, the opportunity is presenting itself right now.
Mhm.
But then they so afraid because they live in fear to take the chance.
Yep.
I said, well, you already defeated yourself because you've living
Already
in fear.
defeated. Yep.
You already defeated.
Yep.
Like I said, when I was a kid, nobody could tell me no. If you didn't want me to go play on your team, I'll go form my own team.
Yeah.
And then even as an adult, when I go into to the club, when I go in with as a party. You know what I mean? I don't need a dance partner. I am my own dance partner. And before I know, I got the whole club dancing. So so it's just really the beat inside yourself. You know what I mean? Like I tell people,
Yeah.
even in my show, people say, how do you think you're gonna do all this? I say it's because it's my heart. You know, God only listens to the heart. You know what I mean? The heart is your best friend and it could be your enemy at the same time. But if
Mhm.
you feed your heart with nothing but prosperity and knowing what and let and you and then train your heart to listen to the universe, which the universe is God. Like I like to go outside just to hear the birds in the morning, or just hear the crickets. This that's how you know when you're alive, when
Yeah.
you are hearing the universe. When
Yep.
you when you question about something, guess what? God can answer it with the wind blowing on your face.
Mhm.
You're like, oh, that simple blow in the face is God
Yep.
telling you, I'm here with you.
Yep.
You know, so all in all, that's why I say about when you're speaking about regrets. I don't have any regrets because at that moment and at that time, that's what I was feeling that was right. And even though if it didn't end up in the perfect way on the perfect day in divine language, it still was a lesson for me to learn. Never
Absolutely.
to do that again, or yes, do
Absolutely.
that some more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like that's just like, with me, I never wanted to go to Yellowstone, like I heard it was wilderness. I was, I'm this city boy, I'm this black city boy. I'm like, what? Go out to the outdoors, wilderness place I ain't never been, thousands of
But
miles
see,
away. I'm
you
like,
took the chance,
I took
right?
that chance. I did take that chance, and I got on that Greyhound bus. I met great people. Every time I hop on a Greyhound bus, I meet great people. I think it's a great way of getting around to if you've never been up somewhere before, you get to. I've never
And then
been
that
up that way.
enabled you to see the art
Yeah,
and it sparked this company that you have. I was like, oh, absolutely, I'll do an interview with you. Anything to help you, to get people because you want to help me, because people need to get to know who I am. And,
yeah,
just like I produced a short little reality show, on YouTube, Dream Candy, because I've always followed my dreams. So they only can get bigger and they can only get greater and better. And that's just how it is. And as long as I can, one person in this world seeing that show, it can help them to change their life or they can solve the change in me and how I developed just from coming from being a simple braider from the Fort Porch to now I'm producing my own show. I mean, what more can I say?
yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah,
called fulfilled life.
yeah. And I've also noticed like you've instilled that go getter spirit in like all of your children, like Candace. John A, like John, they all have that go getter spirit, that I can do, like John with his, he's a couture designer, saying he's
Yeah.
designing for Beyonce, shoot, and many others, and like Candace, what I'm saying, she has like such an entrepreneurial spirit. Like there's nothing she don't flip, like she's gonna come out braiding hair, what I'm saying, she's gonna offer her security services, etc. What I'm saying, like if shoot, Candace just need just employees, honestly, to kind of keep things that she's got
Going.
going,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, and
So
just
now she's
collect
like
her,
the number one person
yeah,
on
and just
veto,
collect her little bit right
Yeah.
off the top, and shoot, she already there. And John Day, what I'm saying, just going to school for to be a veterinarian, like that's incredible, what I'm saying, like that's an animal doctor, shoot, that's
Well, I've
incredible,
never told them no.
yeah,
I've never told them no, and I've never told them what makes you think you can do that.
yeah,
I've never called them stupid. I've never said anything derogative on any thought or idea that they've ever thought they could do. And I'll be like, well, let's think about that. Okay, well, let's write the pros and cons of that, and then let's try it. And that's it, because without a try is a failure, right? So the
absolutely.
moment we tried that, and if I didn't see the spark in their eye or the excitement, I said, okay, great, we did that. So let's try something. Let's move on to the next thing you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I never said, "Oh, that was stupid. Why did you think you could do that?" Never that. Okay, we tried that, and I don't think you really like that, sweetheart. Or
Which
what
actually,
do you think
which
you really
which
like that?
actually, which
Yeah.
actually fits right into my next question. What
Oh,
are your
okay.
thoughts on child discipline, and what methods do you find effective or useless?
Well, I don't believe any discipline is useless. I think it's in the form of how you create the discipline.
Uh huh.
Because each child is different, right?
Hmm.
So I never had to spank John for anything really. John
Yeah.
is always he was just born good. But no, really just a pure good spirit.
That's how
I
my
think
little
probably
brother
had
is.
to,
Like
yeah, never.
Oni's never got a spanking. He's never
Right.
not
He
nothing.
just
Never.
if you tell him to do something, he just does it.
He does it.
I
Yeah.
probably had to correct him on, for trying not to be my husband. That's the only thing. But really just providing, for John was just to kept just keeping his mind fed with his art, and letting him know that he is you are, because growing up without a father,
Yeah.
his father being in prison all their life, is to still let him explore, him never taking his power away from him, us, being a woman. When raising a man, they still have to feel like young men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with Candace has always been a hustler. Even just as a little kid, she, from when I had clients, she was doing this on her own. Hey, I can go get your soda and stuff for you, but I'm gonna keep your change.
Yeah.
She tell them up front,
Yeah.
like, or I'm gonna charge you $1 because I
Yeah.
gotta buy me and my sister a snack.
Right.
So I said, well, let me just go get you a red wagon and fill the wagon up with snacks. And now you don't have to go nowhere. They can just come outside and buy your snacks, or you can take them to school. So I've always fed in to what they wanted to do. I've never, like I said, I would never tell them no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that I think only time I had to really discipline Candace when she tried to thought she was a gang member on the block. You know, like, no, let me beat you up like a gang member and then you see how it feel. But it still never stopped her. But she still, that I had to put her in some basketball. Just
Yeah.
always putting them on a schedule. I
Yeah.
think that was the best thing. It was like every week, what's your schedule? What's your schedule? What's your schedule? What's your plan? What's your plan?
Yep.
Okay, did you find a ride?
Cheap
Okay,
spelled it in
always just feeding
basketball.
their brain with a
Yeah.
schedule and
Hmm.
time. I think that's the most best discipline that you can give a child, is to know that they have something to do and what to look forward to what they're doing every day.
Yeah.
They never was like, "Oh, I don't have nothing to do." But they be like, "Oh, wait a minute, I got to check with my mom. We got something to do."
Yeah.
It's always it was always if not because I was always doing projects. If it wasn't a hair show, if it
Yeah.
wasn't going on a video set, if showing up at the day every day at the salon,
Yeah.
taking them with me on house calls, if we were traveling somewhere, just always feeding their brain. If it was a field trip, I would take them out of school. Y'all did so good this month at school. Let's go to Long Beach Aquarium and look at the animals. Just always keeping them with a consistent um course of action, I think
Mhm.
would help them, and not only just taking care of my own career, but involving them in my career, and also just letting them know there's nothing that if you want it, you can create that position for yourself. That's
Mhm.
why John, his worries was like, you know, how am I going to get into the industry? I said, well, you're going to create that you're going to create the position for yourself. So he came in as a tailor because he knew how to accent a woman's body. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So just his tailor game got him to where he is. And then with Janae, she was the type of kid that if you try to whoop her, that would make it worse. So the spankings never worked for her.
Yeah.
So I would sit her in a corner, and she would come out the corner and say, "Mama, did you know there was 500 cracks in the wall and 3 dots?" And I said, "You not in the corner, man?" She was like, "No, I'm looking at this wall, and it's like so many cracks and numbers in the wall." I said, "Oh, so nothing is going to affect you, basically." So, and she was an habitual liar, right? Would lie about anything. So I said, "Well, God, why is she such a liar?" And you know what I found out? She just liked to tell stories. So when she would tell that lie, I would make her sit down and say, "Now you're gonna write out the rest of that lie. You ain't gonna just stop this lie right here.
Yeah.
Finish the lie on out." And now she's a prolific writer. She can write anything. She gets paid for writing people's homework, because she likes to make shit up.
Yeah.
So I didn't need to say, "Oh, you just a liar. Stop lying." No, you keep lying. Keep making them stories up. You're gonna sit down there and write it all out. And guess what? That curved that because she got tired. That hand got tired. Yeah.
You know
Dang,
what? I
I didn't
think
tell another
between
lie.
Krishan and John Nay, I think between what you just described, she was they spot on. They right there
Yeah,
with each other.
yeah. So that was my discipline for Janae, is because taking something from her, that didn't hurt her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But to make her continue on with that ride, oh, she was like, "Oh,
And for the
okay."
audience, I'm not talking about Krishan Rock. I'm talking about my sister.
No, yeah, we already know which Krishan. We know, you
Look,
know,
look, look,
and I just believe, as a child, I mean, I had good parents, but my parents, I had to always push myself beyond them.
yeah,
Because my mother, she'd be like, "Oh, she didn't care what I did, really." And I never told her what I did. I would just go do it. I was always the person that I'm a doer.
yeah,
And then I'd come back and tell them what I did.
yeah,
So I just always wanted to make sure that my kids was had the freedom to tell me and share whatever they want to do, and I would always want to be there to help make it better for them. Or if I sometime I didn't need to do nothing, just let them be themselves. And
yeah,
I think a lot of people are afraid to let their children just be who they are.
yeah,
And I think that's why my success in raising my children is I never told them no, and I never shamed them on whatever decision they made, but I always made them look into the best decision of conscious and choices and consequences of every thought that you have. There's a choice and there's a consequence. So make the best choice that you can make at the moment you feel like you're making it.
man.
So that was the way I raised them.
Right, that's great. That's a great insight from a single mother. What I'm saying, that was a work away from home mom. Who worked on the
Always.
road and kind of just got it. Stuck to. You saw how to discipline. You saw how what I'm saying, what worked and what didn't work, and you seeing your children for who they are instead of trying to just mold them into something that that's not their shape, okay? That's somebody else's shape or that's your shape, but it's not their shape.
Right.
And so yeah, I think that's an incredible. I I can ask for a better response. Um,
But
uh,
like I said, choices and consequences. I didn't raise them because I was forced Jehovah's Witness. You know what I'm saying? I was forced religion. So I never wanted to raise them in a forced atmosphere. I gave them full range of freedom for them to develop their own personalities, and be responsible to their actions. Like I said, I believe if more people believe that, um, because I believe religion is for the better good of all, right? No matter where, if you Buddhist or if you Baptist or Jehovah's Witness, it's all for the common good of being one whole with God. But it also takes a route to get there, and those are the choices and the consequences that you have to make and deal with of whatever that choice that you made at the time that you chose that consequence, because it could be good and bad. That's why I used to tell Janae, that little devil on the left and that those angels on the right, you know. So I had to break it down like that to her because Janae was something else, you know. And just knowing also, the personality who you made it with to create that child too. So to also know that it's that child is not all just your DNA. It's also the dad's DNA. You know what I mean? So you have to know how to know what you're dealing with from day one. So I've always kept them in a creative space, to let them create their lives. And like I said, choices and consequences are the best tools of discipline when you have a child, teaching them that.
wow. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like that, um, which actually works into my next question. But I was going to finish saying, that's amazing. Because that is very important. That starting young and instilling certain values in their lives. You know what I'm saying, that they'll carry on for the rest of their lives. Like they can't
Hmm.
live any other way. This is just who they are. Just it's part of who they are. But my next question is, what improvements in schooling do you think should be made immediately or nothing? Change nothing.
Oh no, I'm all.
Thanks for tapping back in with Afro's Rule of Six to see what Candy for hair and how she made it and how she made it as a single mom through all the struggles. So appreciate you guys for tapping in. Hit that like, subscribe button, leave some comments down below on who I should interview next. This is all up to you.